Sai Ram. So today the subject is significance of Shiva Linga. To share the background very briefly, we all might be knowing it already. Once Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu had an argument. Both believed that they were the supreme power of the universe. To remove their ego, Shiva appeared in a very unique way. A huge pillar of blazing light suddenly appeared between them. The pillar had no beginning and no end. Shiva declared, "Whosoever finds the start or the end of this pillar will be considered the greatest." Brahma went upward to find the top. Vishnu went downward to find the base. They searched for thousands of years. Vishnu accepted that he could not find the end and bowed down in humility. Brahma failed too, but he lied and claimed success. At that moment, Shiva emerged from the pillar and revealed the truth. This infinite pillar of light later became known as the Shiva Linga. This story carries deep life lessons. Number 1, ego blocks wisdom, even for gods. Number 2, truth cannot be measured or controlled. Number 3, humility is greater than power. In Sanskrit, Linga means a mark or a symbol which points to an inference. Thus, the Shiva Linga is a symbol of Lord Shiva, a mark that reminds of the omnipotent Lord which is formless. Shiva Linga speaks to a sincere devotee in unmistakable language of silence. It is only the outward symbol of the formless being, Lord Shiva, who is the undying soul seated in the chambers of the Bhakta's heart. He is Bhakta's indweller, innermost self or Atman, and he is also identical to the Supreme Brahman. Shiva Mahapurana describes the origin of Lingam as the beginningless and endless cosmic pillar, Stambha, of fire, the cause of all causes. Lord Shiva is pictured as emerging from the Lingam, the cosmic pillar of fire, proving his superiority over gods Brahma and Vishnu. This is the background of the Lingodbhava. Linga Purana also supports the interpretation of Lingam as a cosmic pillar, symbolizing the infinite nature of Shiva. As per Linga Purana, the Lingam is a complete symbolic representation of the formless universe bearer. The oval-shaped stone is resembling mark of the universe, and bottom base as the supreme power holding the entire universe in it. As per Skanda Purana, the endless sky is the Linga, the earth is its base. At the end of time, the entire universe and all the gods finally merge in the Linga itself. In the yogic lore, the Linga is considered the first form to arise when creation occurs, and also the last form before the dissolution of creation. It is therefore seen as an access to Shiva, or that which lies beyond the physical creation. Shveta Ashvatara Upanishad says that Lord Shiva, the Supreme Being, has no sign or symbol. In simple terms, it means it is impossible to define Brahman, who is formless Shiva. Also, in another chapter in the Shiva Purana, it says, he is also Sakala, as he has an embodied form, and he is also Nishkala, formless or Nirguna. It is in his Nishkala aspect that the Linga is appropriate, as it represents formless aspect. The Atharva Veda hymn describes a beginningless and endless column of light representing the eternal absolute reality. This Stamba pillar later evolved into the concept of the Shiva Linga, representing God as formless. Thus, Shiva Linga represents the Almighty Supreme Shiva, who is formless. He has no physical form. Every form is his form. The entire universe is his form. We call him Mahadeva, which means he is the God of all gods. According to temple tradition at Thiruvidai Marudur, Lord Shiva appeared before Adi Shankara and affirmed the core of philosophy by saying Satyam Advaitam, means truth is non-dual. The Sanctum Sanctorum of the Arunachala temple in Tiruvannamalai houses several lingams, each representing a specific aspect of Lord Shiva. According to legend, there are 8 lingams inside the Sanctum Sanctorum, representing the 8 directions. These lingams are known as Ashtalingams and are believed to be self-manifested, Swayambhu. Apart from these 8 lingams, there are several other lingams inside the Sanctum Sanctorum. One of the most significant lingams is the Mahalingam, which is believed to be the largest lingam in the temple complex. The Mahalingam is said to represent the cosmic form of Lord Shiva, and it is the focal point of the temple's daily worship and annual festivals. Another important lingam is the Atma Lingam, which is located beneath the Mahalingam. The Atma Lingam is said to represent the innermost self or soul, and it is believed that worshipping the Atma Lingam can help one attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The 8 Ashtalingams and other lingams inside the temple complex represent various aspects of Lord Shiva and provide devotees with a deeper understanding of the divine nature of the deity. The sage from the Ananda Kutir explains that for a devotee, the linga is not a block of stone but a radiant tejas or chaitanya, which helps in focusing the mind and achieving high meditative states. Spatika Linga is a crystal linga that has no color of its own but takes on the color of the substances it touches, representing the Nirguna Brahman. Lord Krishna in Anushashana Parvadhana Dharma section and Vyasa in Drona Parva also make references to the Shiva Linga. And they say the rishis, the gods, the Gandharvas and Apsaras always worship Linga form, which is supposed to stand upright. When the mind is clear and is without prejudices, we will realize that the Linga form of Shiva is the most innocent form of Brahman that our ancestors had realized. It is pure and they got it from pure nature. Now, let us get a little deeper. Long before, in 2021, he poured immediately after coming out of the temple in the residential society which had Shiva Linga, Radha Krishna and Hanuman. And for those who remember, he has given several pours on all these three deities from there. And after intensely focusing on the Shiva Linga, he came out and poured on the Shiva Linga. He is just recapturing few essence from that pour which he remembers, because it came from the source, it is coming from the source now also. Shiva Linga has no color, no attribute, no form. It is perhaps closest to the Nirguna Brahman. Unlike other avatars or incarnations like Rama, Krishna, Sai, Muruga, etc., when you see Linga, you cannot relate to any stories like you can relate to so many stories about other deities. You cannot ascribe any form to that Linga, any particular form to that Linga. So, Linga, in the penultimate stage in one's sadhana, Linga is the only connecting principle between the sadhaka and Nirguna Brahman. That way, meditation on Linga reduces your thoughts to bare minimum, ultimately making you thoughtless. Advaita acknowledges the Linga as a tool to transition from worshipping a personal deity to understanding the non-dualistic formless reality. By meditating on Shiva Linga, which has a formless form of just a colorless color, black stone, a sadhaka suddenly rises beyond that form too on the D-Day and experiences the formless divinity, self or Brahman within. It is used as a tool to focus the mind. Its simple shape helps the mind move from many things to one thing, eventually leading to the realization of nothinglessness or pure awareness. Like on a bhajan, Sai Om, in that pour, we all contemplated on Krishna, only on Krishna, thereby going beyond all other aspects in the creation. And we went through a process in the meditation wherein ultimately Krishna comes near us, Krishna is parallel to us, and then Krishna merges in us, or we merge in Krishna. Exactly in the same way, when a sadhaka intensely meditates on the Shiva Linga, all other thoughts about all other things in the creation gets eliminated or transcended, and he meditates on the linga. And like Krishna merged with the meditator in the Sai Om pour, here the lingam merges in the meditator, and meditator merges in the lingam, and there is no duality anymore between the lingam and the meditator, the bhakta. And thereafter what happens? Nayana Nayana me Sai Om. Thereafter, when the sadhaka experiences that formless divinity within, and if he has to live for some more time after that realization, his nayan, his eyes, his sight are no more his sight as a jiva. His sight is that ultimate sight. Whatever he sees as Brahman, as that formless divinity, and in that state, ultimate state, he is unable to see any impurity, any missed wrong thing in the entire creation. बुरा देखने मैं चला, बुरा न मिलियो कोई. Nayan means, since Krishna has merged with the bhakta, here Shiva Linga or Shiva has merged with the bhakta meditator, then the bhakta's eyes when he gets into the world they are the eyes of the Shiva. So to say that he exists. He walks and performs his duties, but he exists verily as that Supreme Shiva, who introduced himself in the Shiva Rahasya as what? Eternal reality, ever living reality, nameless, ever alone, unfathomable existence. This is the state of the bhakta, sadhaka turned seer ultimately. May not be the end, each line of this pour, but the essence of this pour should be resounding in your ears, in your senses, in your very identity. Whenever you go to a Shiva temple and sit before the Shiva Linga, henceforth. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Tat Sat.